I was supposed to receive my Xenon palette about 3 days ago, but it never got delivered. I filed a claim with FedEx and Natasha Denona, so now I have to wait 21 days for the Natasha Denona team to investigate and see if they're going to be able to refund me or reship my order. I don't know what's going to go on, but that's what inspired this video. If you're new here, my name is Mayra Lucia. Welcome. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to go ahead and do so. Also, if you enjoy while watching this video, don't forget to smash that like button. So I go ahead and picked this palette because obviously it has a very similar color story to the Xenon palette, and also because it's more affordable and you obviously get 4 more shades. So I will basically be creating 3 looks with this palette, and I am going to highlight what shades I will be using throughout this video just because I feel that those are more similar to the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Obviously I don't have it. I do have the, what's it called, the purple blue palette, the 28 pan palette, which includes the chromatic shade that is also in the Xenon palette. So I will do a comparison at the end of this video showing you how similar this middle shade is to that chromatic shade, and I will also insert some chapters that way you guys can skip through the video if you want to watch a certain portion of the video. And also anything that's on my face I will link in the description box for you guys, that way you can guys have easier access to any of the products that I can find if they're still available. So let's get inspired and start creating these looks. So I'm going to start by using a JH37 in the shade Stone Face. And I'm placing that in, on the crease. And as you can tell, it's not quite showing up just because I'm using a very light base for these shadows. The primer that I'm using is this Juvia's Place primer, and it's the lightest shade, the shade 1. Now same brush, I use the shade Young Love, and I'm just applying that under the eyebrow. Now with the Morphe JH41, I'm going in with the shade Slated, and I'm slowly pressing that here from the top lash line, and I'm taking it slowly to the crease and then blending the sides as well. I won't focus anything here on the inner part because that's where I'm going to apply the glittery shade. So just slowly building this up a little bit, and I definitely want to start slowly and build it up a little bit. Now I'm using this BH Cosmetics brush. It's a blending brush, and I'm using the shades Stoned Face and Slated. I mixed a little bit of those 2 shades, and now I'm going into the crease and just blend this part right here. Now as you can tell, I'm not taking it all the way in, just about 2/3 of the crease. Now with this BH Cosmetics shader brush, I'm going into the shade Let's Do It, and I'm going to start on the roots of the lashes and apply this shade here. And I'm taking this into an angle. And I think I like it there. Now I'm using a Colourpop brush, the E3. I think this was from the Bare Necessities collection set. And I am taking the shade Starstruck, and I wet the brush and then I went into the shade. That way I could have the least amount of fallout. And now I'm placing this from the inner part of the eye, the inner corner. And I'm gonna take it about a little further than halfway from the eyelid, and then I'm just pressing. Now I want to make sure that this is as even as possible as my left eye. The upper lash line, I take the glitter shade just halfway there, but from the part of the crease I take it just a little bit further out, not much, just like a smidge more. So it's kind of like in an angle here, and then once I have that, I'm going to go back in with the brush and then I'm going to blend these two shades together. So I'm taking that BH Cosmetics brush again, the one I used for the black shade, but now I'm going in with the shade Slated, and I'm slowly dragging this from the glitter to the matte here. I don't know if that's clear enough for you guys. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Let's Do It just a little bit and kind of press and drag as well. Now going back with the shade Starstruck, I'm going over that one more time. Okay, now with the BH Cosmetics fluffy brush, I'm just gonna go over these here, the texture here, the glitter and the matte, just a little bit, not much, just to blend it a little bit. Now this final step, hopefully it shows up on camera, I don't know if it will, but I'm going back in with that BH Cosmetics shader brush, and with the tip of the brush I'm going back into the shade Let's Do It, and I'm going to gently tap the, how would I call this, I guess the edge, and try to create a seamless kind of wing, but not really a wing. I don't know if you can tell it right there. That's what I want to create. But it's super light taps, and as you can tell, it kind of creates a wing effortlessly. Now with the JH37, I grabbed the shade Slated and the shade Stone Face, and again I'm gonna tap just on the edge of that sort of wing, like a faded wing, just lightly. Now let me clean my under eye here because I did have a little bit of fallout, and then I'm going to finish the rest of my face, put on mascara, and then I'll come back to finish the lower lash line. Okay, so now for the lower lash line, I'm going in the shade Young Love, and then this is a BH Cosmetics brush. It's from the Marble collection, and these are pretty heavy and sturdy brushes. I really like them. And then now I'm going in with the shade Slated and take that all over the lower lash line. Well, I guess here from this part to the outer edge. And then I'm gonna connect it to the top shadow. With this Sigma E21, I took this shade Let's Do It. And this is a super tiny smudger brush. So I'm trying to take this as close to the roots of my lower lashes as possible. And then just keep this focused on the outer third. Now I took the Colourpop gel liner in the shade Exit, and then I ran this all over the waterline. Since I was already being extra with my eye makeup, I decided to just go in with the Lippie. So this is the final look, and everything that I am wearing will be linked in the description box, so make sure that you check that out. So this completes this look. Okay, so it's the same day, just different time of the day. So I'm going to go in with the shade Let's Do It, and I'm going to place that on the outer part of the lid. And then also on the inner part of the eye. Looking nice here, so don't worry, I'm just packing everything on right now, and then we'll blend later. So now I'm using a BH Cosmetics shader brush, just like this, and I'm using the shade Slated. And I'm going to again tap that right in the center of the crease between the two placements of the shade Let's Do It. So just connecting these two right here. Again, like I said, I'm not blending yet. Just packing and connecting them both. Okay, now to blend, I'm using this Sigma E36, like kind of flimsy blending brush. And this one's in the shade Stone Face. And I'm going now to try to go in and blend these shades. Especially right now, the outer one that we placed down, and also the inner one, the black shade. And the same for the inner part of the eye. Now I might go in with a little bit more stiffer blending brush, because I honestly don't see it packing. Okay, so I switched brushes with the Dominique Cosmetics 04 brush, DS04, and as you can tell, it's pretty much like almost the same, just a little bit more fluffier, and but also it's more of a tapered brush. I'm sorry, it's like 6 p.m. and this one is working much better than the previous Sigma one. I love the other brush, but it was just not working with this look right now. So I'm just blending over that black shade and a little bit over the slated shade as well. Not as much. I really want to focus that on the outer part. And I am losing some of that black Let's Do It shade, but I'm going to go back right now and I could pack it again. So I'm going back in with the BH Cosmetics brush with the shade Let's Do It and packing that again just a little bit on the outer V. And with my finger, I'm going in with the shade Starstruck. And I'm going to place that, well, tap that in the center of the lid. And this one has a lot of fallout, so that's why I'm trying to tap in, since I didn't wet it, just like in the previous one, the previous eye look that I did. Just because I wanted to use the finger with this look. I think it stands out a little bit more with the finger. And then right now I'm going to go back with a brush and blend the different textures using the Colourpop L1 brush and in the shade Slated. I'm going to blend the metallic and the matte together. Let me clean my under eyes and then I'll finish the rest of my face, put mascara, and I'll be back to finish the lower lash line. We are back. So now I'm going in with the Sigma E21 brush in the shade Let's Do It, and I'm going to place that on the lower lash line. Now I'm going in with the JH38 in the shade Young Love, and I am pressing that in the inner part of the eye, in the inner corner. It won't show much difference on camera, but in person you could definitely see it brightens up the eye. If you're curious about what's on the rest of my face, all of those details will be linked in the description box, so make sure to check that out before you leave. So this is the final look. So for this last look, I think I want to do an all matte look. Well, almost all matte. So I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place brush in the shade Slated, and I'm going to start placing this in the outer V. Just packing this very softly and building it up as well. Now after packing that Slated shade about 3 times, I'm going in with the shade Stone Face in a JH51 brush, and I'm applying this in the center of the lid. And then I'm going to take the same brush in the shade Young Love and place this in the inner part of the eye. Just trying to follow my crease and then connecting it to that Stone Face shade. And then I'm trying to create this shape here in my crease. It's a little bit harder with hooded eyes just because you don't really have that crease showing with all the folds. So just try to feel your socket, like where it ends or where it starts. And as you can tell, whenever I press my brush, that's where the bone from the eye socket is. And then going back to the Stone Face shade and applying this again in the center. And now I'm going to try to blend these together. And then just going between these shades. Between these two. I will go in with 2 shades so that I could blend this here a little bit better, just because there's quite a difference in the contrast between these two, the stoned and the slated shade. So I'm gonna grab those 2 shades, the stone face and slated shade, and with that same JH51 brush, I'm going to drag the brush in between those two to fade that harsh line that we had right now. And then I'm going to go in with a blending brush, and I'm going to do the same, grab that stone face shade and slated, and then apply that on the crease as well. Just a little bit, I don't want it to be too pronounced. So I grabbed the Sigma E36 brush for that. And then I'm going to place that up to the, where you could, I guess, the inner part of the iris. And that's where I'm going to place those 2 blending shades. Up to right there. I don't want to go further than that. Now a clean JH33 and just run that all over the shades. There's nothing on this brush. I'm just going back and filling the spaces where I feel there are patches. So just using the same brushes with the shades. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place. And this one I'm gonna try to use whatever's on the brush. If I see that I could still see the patch, then I'll grab some more of the shade. But to me that looks pretty okay right now. Now I'm taking the JH38 in the shade Young Love just to highlight under the brow. Now in a Sigma E31, I'm taking the shade Let's Do It, and I'm going to create a liner here on the lash line, very subtle. This is just going to help the lashes look a little thicker, since I don't wear falsies, and I think falsies would look really nice with this look, but I personally don't wear falsies. I probably wear them about 2 or 3 times a year. So I'm just creating this very, very light line eyeliner. So I don't know if you can tell the difference on each eye. Okay, now let me clean under my eyes, let me tight line, do the rest of my face, and put on some mascara. I don't think I've mentioned this on the other looks, but I have been tight lining my eyes. I've just, I guess, forgotten to mention it, but let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back. And we're back. So now I'm going to use this Sigma E21 and mix the shades Slated and Stone Face, and place that, am I in focus? Okay, on the lower lash line. Now I forget that these do have fallout, and I just want to run that across the lower lash line, but I do have to like tap and drag, and then I'm going to connect the corners together here with the top lash. I'm sorry, with the top shadow, about there. Now I'm debating if I want to do a, what's it called, like a burgundy eyeliner in my waterline, just because whenever I placed my order at Natasha Denona, I did place that burgundy eyeliner because I wanted to try it out. I wanted to create a look I saw on Instagram and try to recreate it, but obviously that order never came in, and it probably won't. So I do have an eyeliner from Colourpop. I don't know if it's already dried or not, so I guess I'm gonna have to test that out right now. But I don't know if I want to go ahead and do that, because I think that it's gonna make me look like if I'm a little high. But I'll see right now. I'm gonna test it out. It's makeup, so I could just remove it if I don't like it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I already did it on this side, on this eye. I can't talk. So now I'm going in with the Colourpop, and this is in the shade Free Ride or Joyride, and I'm going to run that in the waterline. And then I'm going to take it all the way in the tear duct. Okay, now let me put mascara because I forgot earlier to put on my mascara. And then I'm going to put some lipstick on and we'll just finish. Wait, no, you know what? I forgot the inner corner. I don't know if I should leave it like this or I kind of want to go in with that Starstruck shade. What I want to do, because I already have that red inner thing. I want to go in with this shade right here on the inner corner. I think I'm going to do it. So let me go ahead and do that. So I grabbed it with the JH31 brush. And then I tapped some of the MAC Fix Plus. And yeah, I think that looks good. And then I'm going to just blend it out with a clean brush. Was that a smart move? I don't know, but it's already there. We're going with that because I already pasted there. And just blend it with the Sigma LO4. And to be honest, this is a very close dupe to that chromatic shade from the Natasha Denona palette, the Xenon palette. And I'm going to try to grab my palette just so I could show you guys how similar they are. That way, if you were looking to buy that palette because of that shade and you own this palette, you could see that you don't need it. They're quite similar, so I'll show it to you right now, guys, at the end. So yeah, I think I really like that now. Now I will go and put mascara, my lipstick, and I'll be back for my final thoughts. And we are back. So I don't think I had ever done a vampy look like this in like ever. If I do anything like this, it's just I'll just probably do my eyes like this or my lips like this, but never together. So I think I really like this. Let me know which look you guys liked best, number 1, 2, or 3. I think my favorite is this one, to be honest. So anything that I have on my face, if you want the details on that, they will be linked in the description box. Let me go ahead and share with you guys the chromatic shade that I was talking about that is in the purple blue palette from the 28 pan Natasha Denona palette. It's a little big, so let me try to fit it here. Okay, so it's this shade right here. So it's obviously very buttery, soft, smooth. And I'm going to compare it to the blowing smoke, I want to call it, as it is on my palette, just because I have the original version of that. And it's also very buttery smooth. So this one, the chromatic one, is obviously a little bit lighter, just like a smidge more lighter than this one. But once you swatch, I'm gonna swatch them here. So this is the Natasha Denona, and obviously you can tell how far it swatches. It's all pretty crooked. And then this one is the Colourpop. So see, once you swatch them together, you can really tell a difference on them. Maybe this one's obviously a smidge more glowy, shinier, but one's on the eyes. I'm pretty sure they're the same. I have not put them on my eyes together, but I'm pretty sure they are, and they perform the same on the eyes. So I just wanted to share that with you guys there. This helped me remember that we obviously have whatever is out there already. I know sometimes it feels better to have something new at your doorstep, and just a reminder, you know, to use whatever you have. You don't need to purchase anything, especially, you know, if you are on a tight budget. You can obviously use whatever I have. I'm sorry, whatever you have. I hope that you guys learned something here with me. And if you recreate any of the eye looks that I did, you can go ahead and tag me on my Instagram. I will leave my handle here on the screen. Tag me, and then that way I could also share it with my followers there as well. And we could all take a look at what you created. And also comment down below what your favorite look was, number 1, 2, or 3. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Also, please share with your friends and family. And please don't forget to subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Turn on those post notifications, that way you won't miss any of my future videos. And I hope to catch you all on my next one. Bye guys.